Is it Danielle or Danelle? How do you
Close.
say
It's
it? Go
Danelle.
ahead. Okay,
Danelle,
Danelle.
like
My
that.
I should
Yes.
have known that. I should have asked Jackie.
Oh,
So
that's okay.
so fascinating. Tell us what you got going on in Nigeria. I mean, we're talking Christian persecution and supporting Christianity globally today. So what's happening in Nigeria?
Um, well, I mean, to be frank, Islamists are macheting and brutalizing and terrorizing and killing Christians
Hmm. Hmm.
indiscriminately. And it's not just Christians, actually. I mean, they're really trying to send a message. So they're, if you're a moderate, they're not like checking your ID. They're just going into areas that are known to be Christian,
Hmm.
and you don't even have to be practicing Christian, or it's not about Catholic. It's not proper. It just if you're not if you're in that area, then you need to protect yourself because they're doing it at night, which is
Hmm.
extra
Yeah.
terrifying. And children, women, it's just absolutely chaos. I am on the board of a charity there that's,
Hmm.
99% of our donations go directly to Mary Care. And
Hmm.
it's really to give, we do medical, it's a medical facility, but we also give like small loans to people.
Hmm.
Father
Microloans.
Emmanuel
Yeah.
is the president. He's Catholic priest, but it's not a Catholic charity because we really want to make sure like as much of the proceeds go directly to the people there. It's close to, it's in his village where he grew up, and so we have a really close connection to the people there, and it's just he's sort of unflappable. I think many priests are. You hear all
Hmm.
kinds of things. You have to preside over funerals, and I've never seen him react this way, where he's like, actually, it's on the ground even worse than what's being reported. And so that's when I actually reached out to a number of my friends. I have
Hmm.
some connection there. A friend of mine out in California had tried to open up some banks in the region. And so he had somebody on the ground because
Hmm.
in Nigeria, it's so corrupt. Like you can't just hire security. I mean, we have security people we've been using for years, right? We
Hmm.
can count on them. We can up that strategy. But all of the towns, the town that Maricare is in, and all surrounding towns are using the young people and creating militias
Yeah.
to protect their citizens. And anyway, it's the closest for me. He's like, well, anyway, back to business. And I'm like,
Hmm.
well, shouldn't we do a little bit more? But I think what's lost on Americans, and one of the reasons I love to be involved with this tiny little organization, is that it reminds me just how lucky I am. Like we
Sure.
hit the lottery, really,
Big time.
just being born here. Um, it's just such a matter of their daily experience to be hunted, that it's like, oh yeah, well we'll add some security.
Yeah.
And so anyway, let's get on with the duties. And
Wow.
so, even though I'm kind of used to it because this isn't the first time that of course there's unrest. Nigeria is practically a failed state. I mean, let's face it.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
but the people there are beautiful people. I mean, I don't want to sound too sappy about it, but
Hmm.
you know, Father Emmanuel has really touched many people's lives here in the United States. And he came from a place that, in the face of persecution, his family has always kept their faith. It's really amazing. I don't think, I'm just like not that strong. I'm also not that faithful, I think. I mean,
Hmm.
you're about to be struck down by saying that, but I
Hmm.
don't know if I was living there, if I would be able to sleep at night or just be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would be asking too many like why me type of questions. It's very easy to be Christian in the United States. Um,
So, are you getting any support from any government organizations, whether it be Nigeria, the UN, the US, anything?
well, I mean, I know the Foreign Legion is active
Oh,
in that
really?
area,
Hmm.
and this is through a different um, that I don't know if that's actually formal, but I know that they're there. Um,
Hmm.
so I we have not, like, our mission has not interacted with them at all. Of course, Father Emmanuel knows the Archbishop in the area. So do these, we have some mutual people, overlapping relationships. And, I know that they are creating a plan with the Vatican, but I mean, the problem with Nigeria is the military there is also failed. Like, they're not,
Yeah.
if they think they're going to be killed, they're like, well, see ya, they're going to retreat.
Yeah.
It's just such a crazy, really, it's like, just practically a state of nature. It's only through religion, and Islam is creating a different kind of environment for the people that are following that faith. And then there's Christians that are creating their own rules.
Your government doesn't care about you. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. It contains life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, and antibiotics. Stock them before they block them.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Because nothing is really enforced the way you would think of it here. I mean, yes, they have rules, and sure, they have media that will gain attention, but out in these little villages, it's, it's just a different situation.
You mentioned the Foreign Legion. I mean, there's a lot of governments that have, I guess, forces on the ground in Africa. I mean, big forces like European governments, like France, even Russia has a big presence in Africa. And these are allegedly Christian nations. So you're not getting anybody reaching out and saying, we'll help you.
No, not at all.
Wow.
I mean, we could try to reach out, but here's this, this is what I mean. Like, it's so normalized. This brutalization is so normalized there that I am much more concerned than Father Emmanuel is.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, well, we'll sure, might go south, but we'll recover.
Well, unfortunately, Americans are going to experience that as we get a lot of this imported into our country.
Absolutely.
And that's a whole nother problem we're going to have to deal with because it's up in our grill right now, as you say. So what else do you want to get out, Danele?
Well, I mean, of course, donations for Mary Care would be great because we need to pay.
Tell us how they do that.
If you just go to marycare.org and donate, and you can see the button there. You can see, what we do, what the mission does. It's really tiny, a tiny little place, but it just touches so many people. And, because Father Emmanuel really, and our board really believes in not a handout, but, sort of the old traditional, I don't know where that comes from, like a handout. I think that's like a Republican thing from the 80s. But, we do charge small fees. So it's not like 100% free. That way, the people that are coming have buy-in. But it's also, I just want to point out, like, a friend of mine donated $5,000 a couple years ago. And we built an entire lab. Like, $1 can go so far. So if you think it doesn't matter, oh, well, I only have $20, like $20 is a big deal there. So I would just, if you want to feel good about yourself, like you did your duty, man, Mary Care is, it's such a win-win situation because all of the board members are American. And, we're paying very close attention to our budget. We know exactly every single penny where it goes, and it just goes directly to the mission. So it's such a feel-good thing. It's kind of selfish of me to, like, I'm not doing very much except for being on the board and trying to promote it here and there, and paying attention to what's going on in the region. And you get so much more out of it. We get videos all the time, just thanking us. And so it's a very rewarding thing to just give direct support to people that are in an untenable situation. And they're also very happy. I noticed this, like, I travel internationally. I used to be a member of VOSH. I don't know if you know that group.
Mhm.
It's Volunteer Optometric Services to Humanity. And the poorest people are often the happiest people.
Mhm.
It's such an
That's so true.
inverse,
So
common
true.
sense, strange thing. So anyway, these are very, just really high-spirited, happy, wonderful people, super easy to help. So yeah, I would say that. But
And that's
also
marycare.org. Mary,
marycare.org.
great.
Yes. And you'll see all of our links right there. But anyway, I just want to thank you for all of your work here in Connecticut. Jackie is so fierce and such a
Yeah.
warrior, and just not afraid of anything.
Mhm.
We if anytime I find something, I'll send it to her. I had one article I wrote for her. I'm just totally have so many things going on. And I guess since you asked, I might as well just mention. So I'm the
Mhm.
COO of FAIR. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you know FAIR, but that's the
I know
Foundation
of it.
Against
Yeah,
Intolerance and
not well, but go ahead.
Racism. So likewise, my attitude towards or sort of being very careful with OPM, other people's money, so
Mhm.
it's not the right acronym, is applied there. So I'm the COO and the CFO. And so we are really focused on our American experience curriculum. And
Mhm.
so one thing, my worlds collide in that, it's such a reminder of how lucky we are that my experience with, helping with Mary Care and the stories, good and bad and ugly. And then how that interacts with FAIR's mission, which is to just bring a different level of fairness. Fair for All is that's our website, fairforall.org. And it sort of says everything in the name, right? We're trying to be even-handed and fair. But one thing that I think is super important is to make sure that our children understand just how lucky they are.
So true.
So I think through our curriculum, it's actually an answer to the ethnic studies in California.
Mhm.
And what ethnic studies does is just break people out. It puts them in boxes and race categories. Right. It's really critical race theory.
Sure.
And it's, some of these are liberated where it's really extreme, where it's, using that oppressor model, et cetera. And so what we've done is try to use pluralism to explain identity and assimilation and the various different ways that people interact and why America is so special, and why it's really hard to live next to people that believe something different to you, and why it's so important. And so anyway, that's another cause that I think, every time something happens in Nigeria, I'm just like, thank God I was born here. Thank God my children are here. And it just underscores and gives me more motivation for what we're doing at FAIR. So anyway,
well, no, that's good stuff.
FairForAll.org.
That's good stuff. Thank you. And I'm glad you mentioned the Connecticut Sentinel, ConnecticutSentinel.com, spelled with a C. We've really made a difference in Connecticut, kind of run to the sound of the guns there, because Connecticut's got some big problems. I mean, big problems, completely infiltrated in my view. But I think that may be changing. I mean, people are at least waking up to what's happening, and whether they can do something about it, we'll see. But please come back,
Thanks
Danele.
to your effort, actually. Thank you so much. Yes, I'll absolutely come back for sure.
All right. Take care. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, you too.